Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jesse from Ion Aesthetics, and thanks for checking back in with the channel for an updated version of my O&R winter washing video. The original version is my most viewed video on my entire channel by a landslide, amassing thousands of views, which is, granted not that much compared to some of the big YouTube channels out there, but for someone who's just getting started, it really means a lot to me to see some type of engagement like that you guys are watching this stuff and really enjoying it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. A little bit of some updates, I guess, so to speak, from the first one is this is not a customer's car, this is my car. That's the first main difference. The second one being that my wheels and my car itself are both ceramic coated. So not only will you guys get to see the wash process in action, but you'll also get to see the difference it makes when you've protected your surfaces in advance with a ceramic coating, all right? Now, for anyone who's in, a tough winter climate right now, who doesn't have water at their house, maybe it's frozen, maybe it's turned off completely, and even for anyone who's not in a cold climate, maybe if you're just in some type of water restricted scenario, this wash process using Optimum no rinse is one of my favorites, really regardless of the situation. So I hope there's lots here for you guys to take from this, enjoy, and if you do, or if you learn anything at any point, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and you won't miss any of my future videos, all right? Without further ado, let's get into it. So we're gonna establish a little bit of a baseline first. My car is not in perfect condition, right? Just average dirt from something that's been driven every once in a while in the winter here. My exhaust tips are actually pretty disgusting because I haven't cleaned those in quite some time. But you can see it's a pretty average level of dirt, before we headed out. Now, after I got home from Vermont, you could see there's tons of dirt, salt, winter grime caked up on the wheels, the plastics, the exhaust tips, the bumpers, the paint, just pretty much everything. Now, my car is ceramic coated, so I'm gonna kind of show you a little bit of a shortcut or sort of a benefit to having a coated car, and it's in the winter. Take it to a self-serve car wash. If you don't have any free flowing yourself, but if you live in the Northeast like me, your water is either turned off or frozen right now. So do yourself a favor, take a couple of bucks, go to the self-serve car wash, and rinse everything off. All right. This way, it's not ending up on the floor of my garage, especially if you're cleaning up your cars inside a space like that. It makes all the difference. And I would say, just with the rinsing alone, you're probably getting 80 to 90% there. I mean, just look at how much comes off and how easily it does. My only word of caution is don't use any of the chemicals. Don't use the soaps. They're super aggressive. They'll eat away at any protection you have there. And don't take the brush to the car. All right. Once it's rinsed off, get the car home. I bring it in the garage, and I start soaking everything down in Optimum no rinse or O&R. I dilute it at a ratio of 128 to 1. All right. And I put it on everything, wheels, tires, paint. You see me there, I pre-soaked the rubber. I mean, most of the dirt's gone, but I do agitate with a little bit of a brush and just kind of follow behind with steam to get any remaining dirt out of the little grooves in the tire there. As far as cleaning the wheels go, instead of taking out my brushes, what I do for my contact wash is I soak some microfiber towels in a bucket of O&R, and after the wheel's been pre-soaked, I just start to wipe everything. I get as much as possible by hand, the faces, the spokes of the wheels, into the crevices, around the lug nuts. And you can see on these towels here, I'm actually not really picking up much dirt. It's not until I get about 3/4 of the way done with the wheel that you see here, I actually do pick up a little bit of dirt. And that's a testament to the power of a ceramic coating and how easy it is to wash things off. Inside the wheel wells, that's going to be a different story, all right? You may or may not want to do this yourself in the winter. I figured, what the hell? I'm trying to get this thing as clean as possible because it's going to sit in the garage for a bit now, and this is probably the only chance for quite some time that I'll get to do it. So I'm getting as much as I can. Once you do that on all the wheels, what I like to do is get the exhaust tips, all right? You don't want to do this when they're super hot, so bring the car home, do the wheels, get set up, let these things cool down. And I'll show you guys two ways of doing this. One is with some all-purpose cleaner. And I've got another clean rag here that's been soaking in the O&R. The all-purpose cleaner, or the APC, is the Synergy Works APC. You can use it right out of the bottle. I cut it in half, so that's a 1-to-1 dilution there. And I spray it on the metal, I spray it inside the tips, and just by hand, you can see how much I'm getting out there. This is by far the dirtiest part of the car. All right. You don't want to put this rag back in the bucket. Same for the wheels, right? The whole point of this method is as you use the towel, you get it in the bin or you get it in the laundry bag and never contaminate that water. On this other set of tips now, I've got my O&R sprayer. Same dilution, just out of curiosity, wanted to see would one clean better than the other. All right, came in with another clean towel here, and same procedure. Wipe all around the outside, get into the tips, try and get the crevices in between. Obviously super filthy. I wouldn't say this is the finished product though. I mean, there is still some level of dirt there, so we're actually gonna come back at the end of the video and revisit these tips. I'll show you how we get that sort of last, 10% there. Now, I had a buddy come over while I was pre-soaking the car and getting started with the wash, and forgot to record that part while we were talking and chatting. So in case you forgot, here's what it looks like to pump up an IK sprayer and spray a vehicle in some ONR. So I did that to my WRX, and now this is the UBS, all right, the Ultra Black Sponge. I get mine from the Rag Company. This is a sponge designed specifically to work with ONR. You can use a couple of different things, but I like the UBS. I like using things that are designed to work with each other and, getting synergy on my side. And so the way these work together is the ONR encapsulates the dirt, lifts it from the surface. It also starts to emulsify and break it down into smaller pieces. And what you end up is dirt and debris in smaller pieces floating in a sort of cloud or like a bubble on the surface. And instead of scrubbing things or wiping them like you would with other wash media, this UBS has these laser cut fingers that are designed to pick up that solution as you sort of apply ONR to the surface, right? So think of it more like an applicator. And I do this method with 2 sponges. So after I've done a couple sections, I put 1 sponge in the bucket. It's designed to open up those fingers and release the dirt to the bottom, and then I can grab my new sponge. Everything else is the same. I wash the car from top to bottom and make my way around the car so as not to scratch anything. Now, I do pop open the doors, and I like to get in the door jambs here. The more regularly you do this part, the less likely major dirt is going to accumulate in there. All right, and if you don't clean this stuff out over time, it starts to form rust and basically rots the doors from the inside out. So in real time, you can see I'm actually doing this with a microfiber towel, pull it out of the bucket of ONR. Don't totally wring it out, but just get enough moisture out to the point where the towel is like barely dripping. And just simply get in there and wipe things by hand, all right? In doing so, it's just a little extra 10% that I do to make sure everything's clean and none of that dirt that you see there, like I said, none of that dirt accumulates and starts to rot things out. So bust open all the doors, get into the door jambs, get the doors themselves, get your trunk jam, try and get your rubber seals, right? All these like little things that you do, they don't really take that much extra time, but they make all the difference in keeping a car looking and feeling fresh and just making your life easy, all right? By this point now, the entire vehicle's been washed, and so you just dry it. This isn't my typical drying towel. This is one of the Korean waffle weaves, the Dry Me a River from the Rag Company. When you're using wash systems that have a lot of free-flowing water, I do like to use something more plush, like Synergy Works' Super Drying Towel or a double twistress or even a gauntlet from the Rag Company. But that one does just fine for rinseless washing there. Now, I could walk away, but since this is ceramic coated, what I like to do every once in a while, even though like it's not really necessary, I've got semi-permanent protection there, I do like to top it off. All right, on a quarterly basis, I'll take some of that Synergy Works ceramic detail spray, spray it on a rag, and just kind of wipe all my panels down. This will boost the hydrophobics and enhance some of the protection that's already there. And, who doesn't love a little bit of extra gloss at the end? Here on the tires, all right, to detail these out and finish everything off, I've got some more Synergy Works stuff. This is their Tire Shine, which is SiO2 infused silica dioxide, same active ingredient in most of the ceramic coatings out there. I love the way this stuff goes on. I love the finish of it. It's a no sling formula, so I could drive the car right away if I wanted to. And with the SiO2 in there, you get a little bit extra durability, plus the ease of maintenance, as you saw, earlier in the video, how easy it was to clean things off the tire. Same Synergy Works detail spray on a clean microfiber towel for the faces and the spokes of the wheels. These wheels are ceramic coated, so just like with the paint, this boosts some of the hydrophobic and protection that's there, maybe gets any lingering dirt that I might have missed during the wash process, and just adds a little bit of gloss and pop to things. So you repeat that on all 4 wheels, and we're just about done, but I told you guys we were going to revisit those exhaust tips at the end. And so here we go with that stuff. Now, we got them cleaned pretty well. I'd say we got them about 80–90% of the way there. But I think we can do a little bit better. And when you've got chrome, you want to make sure it looks really, really good, as shiny as possible. So I've got some turtle wax polish here and a microfiber towel. and all I'm going to do is just kind of apply this to the outer edge and the rim and anywhere that I want to polish, and just rub it in by hand. Do a little bit of hand buffing, right? A little bit of elbow grease, going to go a long way here. And you can see side by side with these two tips, that one on the right just gets a little bit shinier than had I left it, especially when you compare it to the one on the left there. And before anyone, says anything about using turtle wax, whether you think it's like Walmart junk or anything like that, there's a reason turtle wax has been around for 80 years. And, at the time when I was looking for chrome polish, I was out, I hit an AutoZone, this is what they had there, and it does work well. So nobody be throwing shade at turtle wax out there, all right? They got some good stuff. But at the end here, guys, the car looks great. I've been able to rinse off most of the existing dirt from the road trip, cleaned up really easily. We washed everything with O&R, dried it, added some protection and boosted the gloss with some Synergy Works ceramic products, and dialed in the chrome with a polish from Turtle Wax at the end there. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. All right, I've got a detail series coming up with my Forester where we're going to be running through everything under the sun in terms of detailing. So stay tuned for that. I'm Jesse from Ion Aesthetics. I'll see you guys on the next one.